Hi, I'm Dr. Eugene O'Loughlin and welcome to my Problem Solving Techniques course. In this lesson, we're going to learn about Google storming. Now, our objectives with this lesson are that at the end of the lesson, you should be able to do the following. Use a search engine like Google to generate random ideas. To wander through search results. You should be able to generate possible solutions. And you should be able to increase your own creativity. A look at our curriculum here, we're still in section number 1, problem identification, and the third of the 4 topics in this lesson is about Google storming. So as always, let's start our lessons off by a quotation. This is from Frank Lloyd Wright, an American engineer, an architect, and an educator as well. And he is once quoted as having said, "An idea is salvation by imagination." So we're going to let our imaginations run a little bit here in this lesson. It's not going to be something that's going to work for everybody, but it may well be worth trying. So first off, what is Google storming? Well, we use Google or any search engine that we like Yahoo and so on, to assist in the formation or advancement of a thought process. Brainstorming with Google is what we're about here. You're using completely random ideas and random items and random issues that you pick up on Google to help you, for example, come up with a new idea. It's very fast and of course it's easy to do. And it's something you can do by yourself, as most of us are using search engines like Google all the time. So if you're stuck for an idea, you're sitting around your office, you don't know where to look, you need something fast and easy, and you can do something that you can do yourself, why not try Google or any other search engine? So what does Google storming do? Well, Google storming is a version of brainstorming. Now, brainstorming is a very well tried and trusted problem solving technique. It can be very, very structured, and Google storming could well be used as part of a more formal brainstorming session. Well, so what does Google storming do? Well, effectively, it allows you to wander. It allows you to come up with random ideas using the Google search engine, and this lets you investigate and explore new territories that you might not otherwise have done. You should have an open mind when you're doing this, and effectively you are wandering. Google storming is a way of wandering without leaving your desk using Google. So how do you do it? Well, the method, of course, is very, very simple, as most of us are using search engines all the time. The principle of Google storming is to pick something completely at random, and this actually does work. Look around your office, see if there's something there. Look out the window, pick something at random. Maybe just you saw something you saw coming into work on the train or the bus or by car. Just whatever it is, pick an item at random and then Google it. If it's a common item, you will get plenty of results from the search. Click a link, any link. Usually pick one from the top list of 4 or 5 or so, and then let this stimulate some wondering and Google storming in your mind to come up with some new ideas. So the best way to see how Google storming works here is to take a look at an example. And this example comes from the founder of the Innovation Network, Joyce Wyckoff, and she used a paperclip in her example, so that's what we're going to follow here. So I'm choosing an everyday item like a paperclip. So suppose, first of all, let's take a situation where we might do this. Supposing you're involved in a project that involves a change. It might be a change in software, it might be a change in location, it might be changing the business process in your organization. And you want to figure out, what does it take to sustain that change? So this is our problem, to sustain change. So in other words, I want to be able to keep the change going. This change may be a personal change or it may be an organizational change. Whichever it is, let's see what Google comes up with. So I'm going to use Joyce Wyckoff's paperclip idea to help us generate some ideas to help us sustain the change in our organization. So we Googled paperclip and we have some results here, and I can see that there's an item at the top from Wikipedia about paperclips. Now I've cleaned this screenshot up. For example, I've removed ads, and the layout of the Google search may change over time, but this is generally what you're going to see. So I've got an Wikipedia as a result. Let's take a look. So here's the Wikipedia page for a paperclip. Now this of course may also change as Wikipedia gets updated, but hopefully you can see that this is a typical Wikipedia page. And down at the bottom I notice an interesting item about the history of the paperclip. And I see that there's a reference link to the Early Office Museum history of the paperclip page. So this sounds interesting, and remember, I'm wondering, so there's no wrong place to go here. So I click on this link and I arrive at the Early Office Museum page. I'm going to scroll down the page, and as I scroll down, I come across a list of criteria for the success of paperclips, which of course was drawn up a long time ago. The success of paperclips involves changing the way people stuck paper together, and they've been around for a long time, so perhaps the criteria here that you see would be useful for thinking about our problem about sustaining change. So I'm not going to go into all of these here. I'm going to examine items number 1, that does not catch, mutilate or tear papers. Item number 4, grips firmly, holds paper securely. And item number 8 is non-deforming. Item number 9 I'll choose, it's cheap. So I've listed the 1 and 4 and 8 here on the left hand side, and the first success criteria for a paperclip was that, listed on the museum page, was that it does not catch or mutilate or tear papers. And this has got me thinking, don't make things worse. So that's my first idea for criteria for a successful change. If I compare paperclip criteria list item number 4, that holds the paper securely, well, then I might make sure that the change I'm involved with does what it promises to do. Finally, the last item, number 8 on the list here on the left, for successful criteria was that the paper clips should be cheap. In other words, that it uses less wire than other methods. My sustaining change criteria would be that whatever the change is, it should create a possible benefit. So this is by no means a comprehensive list, but it is a list, and it was not hard to come up with. Something like this, for just a few minutes work, might give you some ideas that have been generated completely at random using a search engine. So why not try Googlestorming yourself? Any everyday item like a stapler or a box or a pen or a comb, a watch, and so on. Try following the method that we've outlined here just to add a little bit of structure on it, and let's see what ideas you generate and what random thoughts are going to help you to creatively solve some of your problems. So in summary here, Googlestorming is brainstorming with search engines. It's easy to do, and it not always, but it can and should generate random ideas. And then you wander and explore these ideas, and hopefully they will stimulate the mind to come up with some potential solutions or ideas for solving your problems. So that's what Googlestorming is all about. I hope you found this lesson useful. Thank you for your attention.